Hello again, Steve here. I just ran across a quote today which I thought was really interesting, and a little more than a quote, a little bit of context to it as well, in where I saw it, and also just a few comments of my own. But it says that each of us is a business, and that's by Warren Buffett, businessman extraordinaire, right? But he makes the case that, if sort of along the lines of that, if we had a business, say that was a really good business, functional business, was the type of business we want to have, right? We want to somehow maintain that business or retain it, I guess. Either to keep it going or to sell it or, profit from it in some way, right? Because it's like the old saying, it's like the goose that lays the golden egg. You don't want to just toss that one out, right? Well, it makes the case that our entire life can be looked at that way. So if we'd want to maintain that business, we want to keep it healthy, right? Keep the business healthy. So why not keep ourselves healthy? We want to put the right inputs into that business so that we get return on those inputs. Well, when we keep ourselves healthy, we keep our minds acute as much as we can, we educate ourselves and so on, we can get good results from ourselves. We can be physically fit. We can be healthier than we would have been. We can be bright in our minds and so on, based on how we care for ourselves. Because after all, unless we're sleeping or dead or something like that, we're always doing something. So the more healthy we can be all around, the more effective we can be. And that's kind of his point, is that Warren Buffett, my understanding is, he doesn't really see a distinction, in principle anyways, between business and so-called personal. It's just being effective, it's being healthy, it's being mindful, it's having integrity, it's having honesty, all those sorts of things with oneself. So that business is just an extension. It's sort of like the painting that we do or the art that we do. It's an extension of ourselves. So if we're not healthy, then fundamentally, in some respects, the business is not healthy. So he encourages his managers and so on to see themselves, or to begin their business from themselves. And effectively, his saying is each and every one of us we can look upon ourselves as a business. And that way we'll possibly be more mindful of the importance of keeping ourselves in order. And that includes our health, for sure. Anyways, a few comments on that, on the wisdom of Warren Buffett. And I'm quite enjoying a book of his, or about him. It's called the Management Secrets, I believe it's called, of Warren Buffett. And I highly recommend it. Very short read, or listen if you listen on an ebook. A lot of great value in there. He takes a lot of his cues from Dale Carnegie, I guess, How to Win Friends and Influence People, and Charles Schwab, who was the CEO, I believe, of the American Steel Company, the first CEO to be paid over $1 million way back in 100 years ago. An amazing, amazing manager. Great managers, of course, in business are great people to learn from, because we got to manage our own lives, right? So it's all the same principles, pretty much. So it's really interesting read. The discipline is just profound, and I don't agree with everything in terms of some of it, but I mean the bulk of it is just, it's just life lessons, great stuff. And he's an example of how the power of living a certain way, that's for sure. Anyway, great chatting again. I will save you from the rambling, and I'll say goodbye. Talk again soon. Bye.